Good morning, good morning. It's your favorite teacher, Matthew James. And it's a rainy day today. I pulled up in the parking lot and said, hey, you know what? I'm going to do this outside my trunk. And we'll see what happens. And this week, we are on leadership. Well, this month, we're on leadership. And let's just dive right into it. So, leadership. The hardest person I had to lead was me. The hardest person to lead was myself. And you can't lead others if you can't lead yourself. And the reason why I'm the hardest person to lead, because you know how long I've been undisciplined. It goes from high school to college to not so much now because I've grown in a lot of areas, but like procrastination always caught me. It caught up with me. Doing projects last minute and getting a bad grade. The gym, I've just now become disciplined in the gym. I've always used to start the gym and be consistent for like a month or two, but I could never go past that. For whatever reason, I really struggled with that. And even leading others, like I would have issues voicing what I really wanted to say. And even when I did say things, I wasn't being heard. So which brings me to now where it's like, I've been able to be grounded because when I'm living this life, up until probably this last year, I lived in a certain way. I had a moral code and a moral standard. Those are all great. But the way that my parents raised me, I carried those values into who I am now, but I didn't know what those values were. You could pick them out of a pot, but it's like, what is that really? And this year is when I actually navigated that space. And when I talk about my core values, it's honesty, integrity, communication, commitment, and faith. Those are my 5 core values. And with that, I'm able to lead myself because I know what I'm following. I know the code that I'm actually following. So if it doesn't check all those boxes, then I know that this isn't right for me. This doesn't check the box for me, so I can't do it. So now that I'm able to lead myself, now all of a sudden, people are more willing to be led by me because I'm grounded. I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm striving for. I know what my do's and don'ts are. My yes is my yes, and my no is my no. And that's because I have core values. I didn't have all those before. I did have core values, but I couldn't name them. If you asked me 2 or 3 years ago, what are my core values? I would look at you like, what is a core value? Because even when I was navigating this space, I'm like, what is core values? I know what values are. I know what morals are. What falls into a core value, And just a brief explanation on what that is. It's your top 5 things that you follow. What are they? What helps direct your path when making decisions? What helps direct your path when you're looking at relationships with people? What promises are you keeping to yourself? And this really goes with being self-aware. You have to be self-aware in order to be an influence to others. You have to know when you're doing wrong. And again, it goes back to the core values. If I'm outside of my core values, I know I'm doing something wrong. 100%. I don't even think twice anymore. Now that gives me that buffer of when I'm about to react. Instead of reacting, I turn into responding because I have a checks and balance list that I follow now. And now that I'm aware of that, I can be an influence. And the cost of inconsistency, and you can't win the day by taking a home run. It's all about doing the small things. And I talk about the gym endlessly here. I can't go to the gym unless I wake up early. I cannot go to the, I cannot wake up early if I don't go to bed early. I can't go on with my day if I don't plan it correctly. All those small things build consistency. And if you're inconsistent, you'll get results. You'll be inconsistent. So you have to start with the small things, because it's all about building small little momentums so you can create the wave that you need. And it could put you in a place where you need to be. And I struggled with being consistent at one point in my life. And back then, even when I wasn't consistent, I would beat myself up so bad. Maybe I beat up myself up so bad that I was like, you know what? I think I might as well not even try it. Now, if I miss a day, I'm able to bounce back off that and not beat myself up too much, where it's like, you know what? It's not about perfection. It's about trying to get it right. A lot of things come out through the day. A lot of things pop up. Don't beat yourself up. I've done that before. You got to have more grace for yourself. So how can you have grace for others if you don't have grace for yourself? How can that really happen? And we'll take it even a step further. Why are you so hard on yourself? Is there a perfectionism that you need to get rid of and you need to shake off? Maybe. Maybe it's a performance issue. Maybe you're comparing yourself to somebody else. I don't know. I'm just throwing things out there. And the season that taught me to lead myself, it all comes with uncomfort. I've been in seasons where I've been super uncomfortable. And the irony in that is that's where the most growth happens. That's where transformation happens. Is when you're facing an uncomfortable circumstance and you either fold or you look at it from a different perspective and you say, all right, what can I do to be better? You can't control anyone outside of yourself. You can't change anybody's mind. You can't beg for something. But there's one thing you can do. You can work on yourself. You can better yourself. You can be accountable to yourself. And maybe, just maybe, you may grow into the person you're supposed to become. And over this last year and a half, challenges come left and right. Even like the last 5-6 years for me. Challenges come left and right. And you're left with the question is like, hey, yo, am I going to quit? Am I going to quit on myself? Quitting is never the answer. It's pushing on for today so you could be here tomorrow. You only could focus on today. You can't do anything about tomorrow. Tomorrow will take care of itself. And I hope that you guys receive something out of this. And with this leadership series, it all starts with you. You start with the internal work, then you hope that you become grounded enough where you can be an influence to others, because there's people out here looking for someone to lead. And that person's you. All right. If you receive this message, like, comment, and subscribe. Share with someone that needs to hear this. Have a great day. Deuces.